We did many things this year at Turning Point Action, from the 1,500 people we had on the ground and chased ballots. We chased over 300,000 ballots in the state of Arizona, well over 60,000 ballots in the state of Wisconsin, and the scores of volunteers and all of you that worked so hard. This is your victory. This is your New Year celebration, and you should cherish that. You should celebrate in that. And one of the things we also did, we asked the question. Our theory of the case was this. It started with a question and then a hypothesis, which honestly, a hypothesis is at its core a question, which was, we are beginning to see young men show up to more and more of our campus events. We're seeing a cultural recalibration. What if at Turning Point Action and here on the Charlie Kirk Show, we do the most ambitious campus outreach, grassroots, viral programming in history? And we were told by all of the experts, young people won't move. They're going to go big numbers for Kamala Harris. And we said, not so fast. There is something that is happening. And we want to seize it, maximize it, expand it. So what we did, I visited personally 25 campuses this last fall. Well over 45 in the entire year. And we went all across the country. And our team deserves such amazing credit. Daisy, Emma, Ryan, Terrell, the whole tech team, Brian. We had a powwow, and they said, Charlie, you're really going to do 25 campus tours? This was back in August. I said, absolutely. I said, this will be the hardest I've ever worked. On top of everything else, we hosted Donald Trump 7 times this year. What an honor. Amazing. We were honored to host him 7 times this year. To host him 7 times. On top of all the people we were hiring for ballot chasing, on top of I had to keep on raising money to keep people on payroll. There was a lot of things going on at once. But I said, we got to get on campus, we got to communicate with students, and we have to try to demonstrate that our ideas are better. And boy, I'm a pretty healthy guy. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I try to get a lot of sleep, turn my devices off, exercise almost every day, eat very clean. My health took it right on the chin. Lost my voice twice. I mean, Ryan, can we go back just and get like a 20-second clip of my voice with the Megyn Kelly interview? No, Andrew just brought it up. The Megyn Kelly interview, I think, is a perfect little example. Andrew was my voice. I would text Andrew the questions to ask Megyn. He was my Aaron, if you will. I was Moses, he was Aaron. I just couldn't talk. I was tongue-tied. And everybody on the team deserves credit here. We put it all on the line, and it was blind faith. In fact, I could tell you at no time when we visited these campuses and created this content and we did all this work, was there ever a prideful arrogance amongst our team. Andrew would tell you this. Mikey would tell you this. Justin would tell you this. It was always, well, these are pretty incredible crowds. I hope we're going to win. Are we going to win? Every day we'd be challenging our assumption. Every day we'd be going into this with this degree of humility. Never cocky. And I'm very, very, very proud of our team for that. Because looking back, it seems like obvious looking at it retrospectively that there was this grassroots movement and we just kept our head down and kept on doing the work. And we said, well, we're up in these polls, more campuses, more videos. On TikTok alone, which by the way, they want to ban TikTok. I think one of the reasons they want to ban TikTok is that I think TikTok played a big role in getting the message out that eventually led to the election of Donald Trump. I really believe that. We got 1.8 billion views on TikTok. Trump got 2 billion views on TikTok. We got 5 times more views on TikTok than Kamala Harris. 5 times more. Now they want to ban it. Seems a little suspicious. Just a little bit. Here's a little bit of a taste. It's about a 2-minute video. It's worth playing of what we accomplished on campuses this last semester. It was 12 years of work. It was a 12-year overnight success story. Play cut 23. Tell us why you're supporting Kamala Harris.
Not too sure about that.
Why? Okay, so
Right now, because she's not Trump.
Can you tell me her greatest accomplishment?
No, I can't.
Can you tell me a single accomplishment?
I cannot. I want to leave.
What is Kamala Harris's greatest accomplishment?
See, that's that question. You can't. Okay.
Name an accomplishment of hers.
An accomplishment of her? She got in. In when she was the Hey.
What is her greatest accomplishment?
Being an idol for
Oh, I wish I had this on the top of my head, but I don't.
Well, as vice president, I'm not sure. I guess I have nothing. I'm stumped.
We cannot heal our country until we defeat the Democrat Party this November. My number one mission is make Donald Trump go back into the White House in November.
Why should I vote for Trump?
Can you kind of give me your point of view of why I should vote for Trump?
I am thinking of voting for Harris, but I am open to be proven otherwise.
Could you please explain why under a Trump presidency would be more beneficial to me than a Harris presidency?
I want to try to win you over as a liberal for Donald Trump.
Why should I vote for Trump?
There's no guesswork in this election. We know the type of president that Trump was and that he will be. There are three things I want you to think about when voting for Trump. Home ownership, border, war. Three objective things.
People remember the Trump years better because they were better. Kamala Harris will destroy this country, bring us closer to World War III, allow 30 million illegal people into the country, and bring us to a Great Depression.
Donald Trump will restore the American dream for your generation.
When I decide, just in case, can I have a hat?
You can have a hat. So which way are you leaning?
Can I get a hat?
That's a good answer.
I think you've convinced me, so thank you for that.
God bless you.
So, yeah, that would end up leaning me towards the Republican Party despite myself being a liberal.
How are you leaning this election?
Well, after what you said, Trump?
Let's go! I'm talking to voters of this country that will determine the future of Western civilization. That's what I'm doing here today. We gotta win. We're gonna make America great. And what we did with the youth vote was incredible. When you guys believed in us, again, this is not about Charlie. It's not even about Turning Point. It's about all of us in the audience. When you guys prayed for us, you tithed towards us, you donated to Turning Point, you helped make this movement possible. A 30-point movement. Young men went for Donald Trump by nearly 20 points. We'll do another show on this in the new year, but I really believe if it wasn't for TikTok, it wouldn't be possible. I'm curious, as a side note, what are your thoughts? freedom@charliekirk.com. Do you think the federal government should be able to ban TikTok? Because that is actually a looming issue. I'm just curious. And some people say, oh, Charlie, why do you care about the TikTok thing? I only care about what I can see. I know that I reached 1.8 billion people since March. We didn't even start until March. And remember, we were not TikTok fans until the ban happened. And we called their bluff. We said, okay, let's see what they're made of. Let's see. We're going to start posting if they don't censor us. And all of a sudden, our stuff started to go more and more viral. And we said, just treat us fairly. Just treat us fairly. And on Instagram, Daisy could pull the numbers. Billions of views on Instagram. But I'm curious. I do want to hear from you on that. freedom@charliekirk.com. All of this was a combination of a grassroots emphasis. We look at this last year, and we have to just look at the hand of God, as we saw in Butler, Pennsylvania. When God's hand came down and spared President Trump his life. Spared President Trump. We were inches and centimeters away from total and complete civil war. Inches away. Inches and centimeters away. And God is not done with the United States of America. God is not done with this nation. I'm going to give you an example. This was the one that kicked off in September, our social media blitzkrieg. Play cut 21.
I will be voting for Trump.
Good.
And can I explain why?
Please.
So,
yes.
under the Trump administration, my family, we've been renters. So under the Trump administration, when the economy was good, my family, they'd been saving up for a house. They had a good savings. They were making well. And over the last 4 years, their savings have been wiped out. Inflation has killed them. They're back to renting. They don't know if they'll ever be able to retire. So even though as a Christian, I might not agree with how Trump has been in a couple marriages, sleeps with a lot of women, and gets into all this personal drama, just simply based off the economy, I believe I have to vote for Trump.
And that was the one that began the viral cascade. And it really was and is a movement versus a machine. A grassroots, people-centered, citizen-led movement versus an oligarchic machine. Subject versus citizen. It's that simple. Do you want to be a subject or do you want to be a citizen? Very, very simple. And we had a choice, and you chose correctly. You chose that you wanted to live in a free society. You chose that you wanted to live in a free America. Glory be to God for delivering this country from the brink. And for all of you that gave sacrificially and worked and went that extra mile and drove those 8 hours to go knock on doors, this is your victory. And no, I'm not just going to move on to the news of the day. That's the second hour. This entire hour is dedicated to saying thank you, to celebrating and understanding what we just lived through was not natural. It was not normal. It was supernatural.